Hey, hey, hey. It's the Old Man Files. Your dad reaching out to you from the other side. So let me say right up front, I love you guys, and you're everything to me, and your future is everything to me. Yesterday, Charlie Kirk was assassinated. September the 10th, 2025. And if you don't know who Charlie Kirk is, he's a conservative, quote unquote, conservative influencer. He was only about 30 something years old, a young guy, but wielded a lot of power and influence. And he was shot in the neck yesterday. I sent you all a video of IRYNA. I'm saying her name wrong. The little Ukrainian girl, I think she was 23 years old, on the bus in North Carolina that was murdered by a black piece of garbage. And then only a couple days later, Charlie Kirk assassinated at a Q&A where he kind of debates college students. He's really not a threat to the left, but we'll find out the truth, or we won't find out the truth. And so this is and not to be ironic, Charlie Kirk ran a media platform called Turning Point USA, perhaps. I believe that his assassination and the full-on video of this young Ukrainian girl that came to America for, as a refugee, being murdered on a bus while a black guy cut her throat. She kind of sat there because she probably didn't feel it. He had a very sharp blade. Several blacks standing around did nothing, absolutely nothing to help this girl. They stood there and watched her bleed out without saying help, or is there a doctor, or stop the bus. They sat and watched her bleed out. This is America today in 2025, and this is the concern I have for the future, for you all and your kids and your grandkids. And I'll say it 1,000 times. Everything that I do, everything that I say, everything I believe, it's about your future and the future of your descendants, into the future as far as we can see it. The world is under the power and influence and control of a very evil entity. And as time goes on, I think you all, if you can remember well, my thoughts on this. I will be uploading this to YouTube, and I do have to be very careful of what I say. But I want my children to understand that the world you perceive around you and the history you've been taught is an absolute and utter lie. And you're not living in the reality you may think you're living in. There is a lot going on behind the curtain. And I told you guys I would touch base on some of the political things. Now that you're older and I'm gone, maybe you're interested in these views. But understand that it's very possible, and I am reaching, but it's very possible there's an alien force that has been here for a very long time that has been playing us like rats in a box, rats in a maze. And it's hard to believe if you're a normie, kind of one of these people that likes watching your videos and likes partying and likes goofing off and just living the American dream. You may be unaware of everything that is really going on, and you may feel like, that is so far-fetched, Dad. How would you come up with such a crazy idea? Anything's possible. The universe is vast. With the Webb telescope that we have today, we are seeing incredible stuff that when you look into the sky, and you may watch this video 10, 15 years from now. Hopefully we are able to save America before then and save the world. But technology may advance to that point to where you really see what's going on in the universe, how vast it is and how insignificant the earth is, how it's possible that there are civilizations out there that are literally a billion years ahead of us and have the technology to manipulate wormholes, time, space, you name it. And they're able to play us because they understand how the human mind works. Or it could be a tribe that decided a long time ago that they were going to enslave the world, that they were superior to the rest of mankind, and that they created a plan and an agenda centuries upon centuries ago, maybe millennia, to slowly take control of humanity and run us around like cattle in a field. And I say cattle literally. Or there's this tribe that is in league with aliens that are hand in hand controlling our civilization. Regardless, there is something fishy about. There's something smells fishy in Denmark, and hopefully you all will crack your eyes open a little bit and investigate, and not just listen to me, but listen to, who knows, this type of information may not even be available at some point if they take our Second Amendment rights away from us, if they take our First Amendment rights away from us, freedom of speech, and the firepower to uphold our freedom of speech, our right to bear arms. If they take those two items away from us, we'll be in no better shape than England or any of these other countries that do not have the American Constitution. America is unique because of that Constitution, but we have been brainwashed and played in a manner that has us thinking in a very thick fog, and we don't understand that our rights are being slowly taken away from us, and that we are being brainwashed and propagandized to fear speaking up and speaking the truth, or even your opinion, even if it's not the truth. We have a right in America to share our concerns and our opinions, and hopefully you all have not lost that right and that privilege that is a God-given right. It's right there in the American Constitution. So, with Charlie Kirk's assassination, with Americans now being aware of the violence that's being unleashed upon them as a result of media propaganda and brainwashing, this hatred for Americans that has been pumped up with groups that are clearly not American, is making Americans' lives very difficult and dangerous. IRYNA's murder on that bus in North Carolina is unique in the sense that we got it all on video. It's right there, and it has slipped through the barricades that the media has put up. When George Floyd deceased and claims that Derek Chauvin, the police officer that held him down, murdered him, the news pumped this out for weeks upon weeks and created the Black Lives Matter terrorist organization and riots and cities being burned. IRYNA Jelinska, if I'm saying her name right, her murder, which was right there for everybody to see, she was minding her own business, not on fentanyl, not on meth, not resisting arrest from police. She was just sitting on a bus coming home from her job at a pizzeria, just sitting there minding her own business, looking at her phone, and this savage sliced her throat several times, and it scared her. She didn't realize that she was going to bleed out, but she bled out, and she fell into the floor, and she bled to death while several blacks stood there and watched. Did not go over to help her, did not say anything, and the media kept this under wraps. There was no mention of it except for a spot here and there, and it slipped through, and we're seeing it on several social media platforms. And you've got to understand what kind of world we're living in. Every 15 hours in America, a similar attack happens against innocent people. It was just a couple of weeks ago that a black person asked to use the phone of some elderly Americans, and these elderly Americans obliged and allowed the black person to come into their home. He robbed them, he tied them up, robbed them, and then he set them on fire and burned them to death. The news is not talking about that. They do not cover these incidents. But when a black person resists arrest, tries to stab police officers, tries to shoot police officers, and they get killed by the police officers as a result of self-defense, the news will blow this up into some type of a world-shattering news story. Do you understand what's going on here, guys? So all I want is for my children to be aware of the truth and reality. And I'm concerned for your future. And I'm concerned for your safety. And I want you to hopefully reach a point to where you understand how you need to always carry, concealed or open, and you need to always have your head on a swivel, and you need to always go places in a group of people, like-minded, family or friends, that are carrying, concealed or open, and they have their heads on a swivel, looking out for themselves, but also those innocent people around them that could be victimized. I believe these folks that are committing heinous crimes against innocent people, Americans, they are foot soldiers under the hypnosis of the media brainwashing and propaganda. I know it sounds crazy, but there's something that's been going on for a long time in this world where people are assassinated, thousands are murdered, and made to look like an accident, made to look like something it's not. Our history is being twisted right before our eyes. There is a kind of a mainstream of the history, but the stories get twisted. Villains are turned into heroes, and heroes turned into villains. It's very concerning, and I just want you all to be aware of that. So don't want to get political. I am absolutely, I don't cry, but I tell you what's going on, and my fear for my children in the future almost has me at the point of wanting to break down and cry. I want a different future for my children and all Americans and all peoples around the world. I want the best outcome possible for everyone. And so I love you. I know that's a political take, but watching, I saw it, Charlie Kirk being shot in the neck and his jugular spewing out like a gallon of blood. Heart-wrenching and concerning. Watching that young Ukrainian girl being slashed and just bleed out absolutely breaks my heart. And I do not want that for my children or anyone or anyone. So I love you. I'm going to sign off. It looks like this camera is working. Hopefully this video takes and doesn't turn into a green blob. But I love you and I care about you. And please, at some point, please mature to a place where you are willing to open your eyes and you are willing to listen to the truth and take in information that supports the truth. I'll talk to you guys soon. Please stay safe.